Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Wow, what an interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. I'm excited to share some clips from a video today from the Wolf of All Streets channel. I'm going to share that with you guys. Very, very interesting stuff. To say the least. More interesting stuff about Luna. It's interesting to hear some people say some things, but we'll cover that. We'll go over some stuff from John E. Deaton as well. He suggests that perhaps if there was a Bitcoin spot ETF, that the damage that took place in the marketplace perhaps could have been avoided with the spot ETF. And my answer to that is probably yes, which is probably why we don't have a spot ETF. Institutional traders, the savvy institutional traders, are very, 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 very comfortable with the futures and shorting this market. Given the opportunity, they can do their thing and absolutely pummel the retail investors. And that is exactly what's happened. So we're going to get into it. This is going to be a fairly quick video. I got like 500 tabs open, but this is going to be a fairly short video. Well, it all depends how much we'll listen to the Wolf of All Street. He has Mark Yusko on there. He has Anthony Scaramucci on there as well. So we'll get into it. Guys, listen, this is your XRP Ripple Daily News in around 0 to 10 minutes. So the market is doing what the market does for sure. According to CoinGecko, the Bitcoin dominance is at 42.8%. It's almost 43%, which means people are just selling their crypto, the altcoins for sure. Bitcoin, and most of it is to cover the liquidation and the margin calls. That is primarily the reason, and the other part of that is huge lessons learned on not being sufficiently in stable coins. Oh my God. Did I just say that? Oh my goodness. But certainly not having enough dry powder on the sideline so that you could cover. Because if you're all in the crypto and you try to cover crypto margin calls, loan calls, the crypto that you're using to cover is just losing value. Yes, indeed. All right. So Bitcoin dominance is at 42.8%. The total cryptocurrency market cap is 1.3 trillion, down 10.6%. 1.3 trillion. Wow. Bitcoin's at $28,864. Ethereum is at $1,950. It's down 30% on the 7-day. XRP is at 39 cents. It's down 40% on the 7-day. Unbelievable. Solana is down 50% on the 7-day. Who do you think is snatching up these cryptos on the cheap? Yeah, 52%. Avalanche is down 52% on the 7-day, trading at $31. Shiba Inu is down 47.9% on the 7-day. The Terra stable coin is at 36 cents. Word on the street is Do Kwon tried to get some some backing, some loans to try to get this to work, and he's getting turned down left and right. Word on the street also is he has a way of being cocky and brash and somewhat dismissive, especially the US regulators. And so maybe perhaps that has come to bite him in their rear. Perhaps, we'll see. I know that the blockchain got shut down while they're doing some type of governance stuff. So the Luna blockchain got shut down, came to a halt. Trading different platforms stopped as well. So we'll see. I do say this though. I do believe that the community is massively. Let's not forget that this Anchor protocol and this Mirror protocol kind of based around this whole Luna thing. Like, what's going on with the ANC token? What's going on with the Mirror token? A lot of platforms built out and based upon UST in the Luna token, which in other words, they have a massive community. If Doe is able to do something, I don't know if they will. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what is going to take place with the Luna token being 1 cent. Yeah, so look, double figure reds everywhere. You can look at Theta Fuel is down 56%. I mean, just buying opportunities if you're in a position to buy all over the spot. The Sandbox token is down 51%. It's that trading at $1. Trading at $1. Yep. Mana, Decentraland's token is less than $1. It's down 53.8%. Yes, indeed. The idea of having dry powder on the sidelines for something like this, I mean, who would have ever expected this? Absolutely crazy. The Graph token GRT is down nearly 60%. The market is just red everywhere, everywhere. Look at that. Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable the market is. We're doing what the market does. Let me see what I got for you guys here. Let's go over to Will Crypto Survive with Anthony Scaramucci, Matthew Rozak, Dave Weisberger, and Mark Yusko. This is on the channel The Wolf of All Streets with Scott Melker. Some interesting stuff here that I wanted to share with you guys. Just a few clips, and it's great to see that they did timestamp this. So let's check this out. Let's check out some of these things that I found to be very, very interesting. Let's see, where am I at right here? I am on minute 11. So let's see. I watched the whole thing, but I just want to see something.
Look, to use the word stablecoin with something that owns assets that have 80 vol, that pisses me off. It pisses me off. And to put that out there to people as a stable asset is wrong on every level. And I don't know. I don't want to get too worked up.
We have a big problem with the way that we identify and name things in this space. I mean, cryptocurrency itself is a horrible misnomer that should be absolutely thrown away and burned in the garbage can. And calling everything a stable coin just because it's theoretically pegged to $1 is a very similar problem. I was encouraged. Toomey, when he was questioning Janet Yellen the other day, actually made the clarification. This is an algorithmic stable coin, not a backed stable coin. I was impressed to see somebody even mention it. But you're absolutely right. I mean,
and that is the key, right? So this is whole part of the SEC's argument for quote unquote disclosure, right? If this was properly disclosed to people, would there have been less people in? I do believe there would still be people in, but having a better understanding of it is always great. The challenge is only the 1% of people in crypto are going to take the time to fully understand it. The vast majority of the retail investor listen to a YouTuber here, some influencer there, and okay, cool. Looking at, hopefully not looking at that nasty, the CMC, but looking at CoinGecko or other platforms that share the prices and stuff, and just looking at the potential price and checking out the history of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and they're just trying to get the gains. Vast majority have no idea what the algo stablecoin is and meant, how the peg was supposed to be kept, all that stuff. So you can do the disclosures, but it still is ultimately up to the individual retail investor to do their homework and do their due diligence. Well, will disclosures say, well, this is not technically a stable coin, it's something else, and require people to call it something else? Perhaps that is the case, but it's no guarantee, but perhaps. And cryptocurrencies Scott's right about that, because these are digital assets and they have different use cases: utility, security, commodities, payments, whatever it might be, right? Whatever it might be. So disclosure, I get it, is important. We need better disclosures. Take a look at this one here. The crash had to happen, says Matthew Rosa.
To mean stable, and that's like a parking lot to hold stuff while before you do stuff. And so that's a misnomer. And seeing Luna, it's like a real money pressure test and example of what happens when it's when the edge cases come into focus. And we saw that get pressure tested. And look, this is part of the crypto experiment, part of DeFi. These need to get pressure tested. This has to happen. These are ultimately going to be trillion-dollar networks without breaking a sweat. And so seeing this calamity is horrific to watch. But we need to pressure test all these things up and down, left and right, in order for true adoption and a stable coin to be stable and the rest of it. So we're still in that experimental phase for these algorithmic stable coins. There will be others. There are several that I'm looking at, and I think it has incredible utility. But we've got a long way to go.
I mean, one of the hallmarks of good securities regulation is better disclosure. That was literally what happened out of the crash, out of the original crash. That was what the original acts were. Of course, since those laws were written with disclosures that were written before the internet existed, the disclosures that are in the securities world are borderline useless to individuals. Nobody reads Edgar. Nobody cares about the forms that they're filed with the SEC, except for Wall Street analysts. And, the obvious answer, and, Ryan Selkis talks about this all the time, probably with too much vitriol for people in the SEC to actually listen to, but he talks about it and he's right, that what's needed is industry crafted rules to have better disclosures. One of the most obvious ones is if you say the word stablecoin, it literally has to be a stablecoin. An algorithmic stablecoin is an oxymoron. It always has been. I said it back with basis. I said it with this. I'll say it with everything. It doesn't matter. If what you're really doing is trying to peg a currency to something with an external mechanism. I was talking the other day with someone. I said, the only difference between this situation and the Malaysian ringgit and some of the other dollar-backed currencies that went in through the Asian contagion, those of us old enough to remember that and what happened, is that in those cases, those governments were able to institute capital controls. And Do Kwon couldn't, because it's an open ecosystem. Now, it's good and bad. I mean, one could argue capital controls are incredibly problematic, but the fact of the matter is, nobody would have claimed that that Malaysian currency was pari passu with the dollar. Unless you're in Malaysia, you were never going to use it for that. Yet here we had millions of people using a currency that isn't pari passu with USDC or even Tether, and using it for that, thinking it was pari passu, and it wasn't. And that is a huge disclosure problem.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. Disclosure is one of the problems, but ultimately it's just not being in the know enough. Not being in the know enough. And I would also argue that it doesn't matter what it's pegged to, in my opinion. If there is a coordinated attack, it's a coordinated attack. And suggesting that this could not happen to USDC is like suggesting that a US national federal bank can't have a bank run. Anything more pegged to $1 and backed by this and got the blessings of all kind of government regulators than a bank. And yet the bank runs can still happen because you can coordinate an attack on anything to cause a spiraling effect. You can do it on anything. You can do it on a country. You can do it on a nation. And a coordinated attack is a coordinated attack, period. So please don't sit here and think that this couldn't happen to USDC because it's pegged to the dollar and the federal this and that. And right. It's just like the myth of the FDIC. It's a myth. It's a myth. If the bank won't give you money, what they will do when they go under is they just put you on to another bank with the same claim of giving you your money. That's all. They just throw the claim around from bank to bank to bank. That's all they do. Oh, wait a minute. We went insolvent. Okay, yeah, we're not going to give you money, but what we will do is put you on to the next bank. And there's a little digital ledger that says you have your money. So, you know, listen, if anything can, if a nation can be attacked with nuclear weapons and the best capital markets and the best, arguably the best military that the world has ever seen, if it can be attacked by a coordinated effort, USDC can be attacked. Please do not get it twisted. It can still be attacked. This was a coordinated effort. Do Kwon opened himself up when he did the Bitcoin thing. It would have been better, in my opinion, to let the thing go from 19.7 to 18.7 to 17.7 to 16.7. To me, that would have built more confidence in what was going on. But when he tipped his hand to that whole BTC thing, well, he got himself, that's where they got themselves in some trouble, in my opinion. So let's take a listen to, I think there was one more thing I wanted to share with you, which I believe is ultimately the real challenge. And I said this on the live stream last night, and Mark Yusko agreed with me. Take a listen to this. The real problem is leverage by Mark Yusko. Take a listen.
This is all happening. It's one of those perfect storms.
Yeah, but the real perfect storm, and I hate the term perfect storm because Marky Mark went down with the ship, and that's not what we want to talk about here. But the real problem is leverage. Look, leverage can never, ever, ever make a bad investment good. Not ever. But it can, and often does, and is right now, making good investments bad.
Mark Yusko, Morgan Creek Digital Capital, I believe it's called Morgan Creek Digital, one or the other. That's ultimately the bottom line, and that's why the futures are being approved. That's why the futures market is being approved the way that it is at a rapid pace by hashtag Gary Gensler is not your friend. Because the institutional investors, the hedge funds, they own that market. They know how to leverage. They know how to short a thing. If they coordinate and come together, they can put down any company that they want to. Just show a hint of vulnerability and they can take it out. That is ultimately the deal. That's why I tweeted out, that kind of scourge of all markets is that ability to kind of short a thing. Because you're trying to take it out. When you long something, you're not trying to take it out. You're gambling, you're risking, but when you short it, you have the opportunity to just tear something apart, to take it out for your gain, for your profit. I'm not suggesting anyone should be using leverage, but when you do long something, you're expecting it to do well. And if you make money off of something that is doing well, it is significantly different than making money off of something that is not doing well. It's kind of my thoughts on that right there. Shout out to the guys over there. That was a really great interview. You should check it out. I listened to the end. It's great stuff. I listened to, because Mark and they all had to kind of get off and go somewhere. I don't know, about 40 minutes in or so, something like that. Let's see what I said. Dang, right? So anyway, someone said 2022, someone said this in January, you'll get a second chance at a $10 Luna, but you probably won't have the balls to take it. That was in January 8th of 2022. Somebody said that. And they were right. Let me see, what's the good stuff I got for you guys? Yeah, my freaking laptop, the browser silences the tab if you don't use them. I share the Brazil thing Brazil's largest digital bank, Nubank, to allow its 53 million customers to buy Bitcoin. And I believe the largest shareholder in Nubank is Warren Buffett. Go figure. Go freaking figure. Stefan Huber, my guy, keep doing what you're doing, man. We appreciate the time and energy you take to put into sharing with the community. He says here, Stefan says, you really don't have to be a genius to understand what's going on here. Anyone who claims that it's all one big coincidence is beyond help. Oh, Fidelity. How about that? BlackRock, this is from Bloomberg. BlackRock, Fidelity-backed stablecoin firm Circle. BlackRock and Fidelity back stablecoin firm Circle in a $400 million funding round. You think that BlackRock is in the know? You think US Terra and USDT are competitors to Circle's USDC, which thus threatens BlackRock and Fidelity's investment? Can't be naive. Can't be naive. I think this was great here. Digital Asset put this thing here with Mike Novogratz. You think Mike Novogratz, do you think he jumped on the, I don't know, the Terra Luna shorting thing? I don't know. Let's take a listen to this. I don't know what it is, but this is Mike bragging again about his money.
I have made probably more money this year on Luna than almost anything else. I bought Luna really early. I was wildly impressed with the CEO. Not that he's allowed to be a CEO, but the founder. With Dell, yeah. And I've just watched that community grow, mostly because it was a real use case originally with the payment app, right? With the Chai payment system, you're using it in Korea to do things. It was, in some ways, the first guppy that jumped out of the swamp and became a frog. And he's done an amazing job building that community. I have made probably more money this year on Luna than almost anything else. I bought Luna really early.
Question. Do you think Mike Novogratz is going to get on there at any time speak about what happened to Terra Luna? Listen to what Linda P. Jones says here. Market manipulators can easily impact crypto markets on the upside and downside, while retail investors are the victims. So much for protection by regulators. It was never about that, ever about protecting the regulators. Ever. This is a great job by DAA to find this video. Highly doubt that he'll say something on it. We'll see. As he said, Do Kwon did a great job building up that community. What does he have to say now about it now? Interesting stuff. This is an interesting tweet. I kind of been seeing this guy's tweets in my in my feed for some reason. This is a very, very interesting thought. I say this as someone who's owned Zero Luna or UST, so I have no bias at all. I think there will be a generational opportunity to make a ton of money longing Luna. But it's going to be at prices so low, you think it's truly dead. I saw something yesterday on Twitter. A guy put, I think, $300 into shorting Luna. Just $300, and turned it into somewhere between $400,000 and $600,000. He says here, same playbook. When I publicly went all in on sushi around $1 after the chef Nomi fiasco. Yeah, a lot of people forget about sushi's Sushi's challenge and disaster over at Sushi. A lot of people forgot about that. That did a 20x. He says that did a 20x. This will likely do more, in my opinion. I just said some threads of some people, because I think Dusty BC put out a tweet and something along the lines, would you buy it at Luna at a penny? And there were people who said that they were. So Jimmy James finally shared this with the community, SEC versus Ripple, and the SEC versus Library case. Library has objected to the SEC's motion to exceed the SJ page limit, summary judgment page limit, and has moved to strike the SEC statement of undisputed facts. The SEC, I just don't know if they know what's going on. My guy at Celsius Network, Alice Mashinsky, says, by Monday, we will flush through the remaining leverage in crypto, BTC, and ETH, and will start to recover on their way to new all-time highs. There are many people joining and many institutions buying for the prices to keep going lower. The shorts will have to start covering next week as well. Just some food for thought, my friends. Just some food for thought for my guy, Alice Mashinsky. All right, I think I'm going to end there on that note. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please do me a favor, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't had a chance to do so. It definitely helps with the YouTube algorithm. We're on a race to 10,000 subs. We got to fix this broken sub count on freaking YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Don't know what it is, but it gets to about 76, 77, 7800, and then it just starts going in the minus. Like everyone wakes up in the morning and decides to unsubscribe. Never seen anything like it ever. Literally, all my channel shows is unsubscribers. How's that even possible? I don't even know. But in any case, we will get it done. We will keep pouring out the content, because that's what's most important, is sharing with you guys and getting a chance to hang and hopefully adding some value to your day. So I'm going to end this video like I do all my videos, guys, remind you of guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win, but that's okay though, because you and I are already winning. Have a great rest of the day, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.